I'm gonna get this recorded. So Thursday, September 3rd, this is gonna be our last live training session of the week. And I just wanted to touch on something real quick. We had a little poll yesterday in the Discord chat. I'm gonna come in here, public. We had a little poll yesterday, wanted to see what people wanted more of in the chat. As you could see, we had 32 votes for chart breakdowns, which we are going to take note of. And we also had 21 votes for psychology training. So I just want to go over some psychology real quick. Right now, we are managing we're managing more than one account. We're doing FTMO accounts for people. We got Nick joining up. Boom, we'll wait till he gets his volume on. There we go. What's up?
What's going on? How's it going?
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on one thing. I was saying we're managing some accounts right now. We're looking at this poll. We had 21 votes for psychology training. So let's touch
Wow.
a little bit on that subject. Right now we are in a little bit of drawdown. You know what I mean? I want to talk about kind of what we're doing to work through that. And yeah, I mean, just realistically being in the situation, it's probably the best time to talk about it. I know a lot of people are getting into drawdown, they're getting into their accounts going down, and then they're panicking a lot. And I think at the end of the day, first, the foundation of everything is good risk management. Always risking 1%, being consistent with your risk management. When you're going down, don't try to make it all back in one trade. You know what I mean? Don't try to over leverage, double up the percentage of what you're doing. And, one thing that we're doing, I mean, we've been very bearish. USD is pulling back right now. So try to just adjust to the market conditions. As soon as you get in the right side of the momentum in the market, really any trade you take is going to be positive, whether it goes to your targets or whether it gets the 1-to-1. So it's just trying to get back on the side of momentum, trying to get back on the right side of the market. And then also, back testing is definitely important. If your entries aren't as clean, as they always are, get on the back test. It's one thing that we'll do is we'll back test, some pairs that we're going to trade. And then, at the end of the day, just be patient. You got to be patient, trust the work you put in, and get in on the next trade. You can't be afraid to take an order. If you really are struggling for like a day, like maybe take a day off or something, but if you're not in that state of mind, like greed, like if you're not like trying to revenge trade or anything, then take the next order you see that lines up with your rules and go with that. So I think we're going to try to start incorporating more the psychology training, especially, whether we're up or we're down, there's lessons to be said in all situations. When we're up, you got to be, humble. Don't be, driven by the ego, try to take more than you get. Don't be greedy. When you're down, you're tested. You gotta remain consistent with your approach. And at the end of the day, it's what you signed up for. You can't sign up for trading without being in drawdown. Whether someone advertises it or not, you're going to get into drawdown, and every trader does. And really, it's a measure of how good a trader you are if you can get out of drawdown. You know what I'm saying? If you can get out of drawdown and you can come back and you can get positive again. So that's the measure of really a good trader. That's what, is the difference between someone who's average and professional. So just wanted to start with a little psychology training for you guys as we get more people in here. So we got Nick in here. You want to just pretty much get started with DXY?
Yeah, we can roll right into it.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. But yeah, guys, definitely expect more lessons surrounding those topics you just saw. There's definitely a lot more educational material that we could pump out around psychology. It's really important, and arguably it makes up most of trading. For an individual trader, psychology is huge anyone can learn technical analysis relatively quickly.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Anyone can learn the how to put support and resistance and everything, but the real
Yeah,
testament is holding trades, getting in drawdown, managing
managing.
positions, everything.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, cool. So we're going to start off on DXY. First thing we want to do, we're going to start off on the weekly time frame, just to analyze like the last couple candles to see the momentum, see what's going on. Looking for any sort of major setup that could shake this trend. Like if this was an engulfing, that's something we want to be aware of. A weekly engulfing candle, guys, that's crazy. So you want to be aware of that. But it looks pretty bearish still. Good bearish momentum. We do have a pretty big bullish candle forming now. So let's go ahead and drop down time frames. But this went from a bullish trend to a bearish trend once we broke through this monthly zone. All right, so now we're consolidating below the monthly. That's what this is here. All this ranging basically. We still have not formed structure, meaning the 38.2 has not been hit. All right, so let's go ahead and drop down to the 4-hour now. Right, so we know structure hasn't been formed, so that's a potential for a pullback there. We are still basically ranging here, so we don't have a clear breakout. Although we are getting these lower lows, these lower highs, it's what we want to see, but we need something with a little more conviction. Right, so let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, let's zoom out. All right, so we have pretty much two scenarios here. One being we finally get structure formation. So price action pulls back up to 38.2, then gives us some sort of reversal, and then a bearish transition, and then back to the downside. Or we get a lower high formation somewhere in where price action is right now, and this zone right here, right at 93.3. 93.3. Okay, so we'll get a reversal there potentially, or again 38.2. Yeah, we're gonna have to just see what happens. But guys, be aware on some of the majors. When DXY pulls back, like especially after a low and recently, it pulls back in this little like 1-hour bullish trend. A lot of the other majors react pretty heavily, and they go off, uh, with a lot of volume. So you just got to be aware on these pullbacks. Really wait for the right confirmations to then place a good trade on. But yeah, so super bearish. We're not long until we see a break back above our monthly zone at 95 flat. So until that happens, until we get major breaks of resistance, we're looking short. We're just looking for the right confirmations, the reversals off the key resistance, and then we're still bearish on the dollar, and we'll be capturing more moves that way. All right, so this is DXY, 4-hour time frame. All right, let's keep going. AU is next. This one's actually playing out really nice. So this is a great setup. I'm going to cover this with you guys. First, we want to go to the weekly, kind of do the quick candlestick analysis of the last two candles. Okay, super bullish. And now we have a bit of a bearish candle presenting itself. We still have a day and 9 hours on this candle for the weekly. So we will see how this plays out. Okay, so super bullish though as well. It was bearish, and then it finally transitioned from a bearish trend to a bullish trend once we broke this monthly. So let's drop to the daily. See what's going on. Here's that transition through the monthly, right? Confirmed higher lows above the monthly. And that's how you know it's a confirmed transition, is when you start getting these, higher lows above a key level. So monthly now being support at 0.705. We're looking to continue long with the overall trend. So let's keep going down time frames. Go to the 4-hour. Let's expand this chart a little bit. Okay, so here's this. So here's the break, right? Broke the monthly, came back down, gave us a higher low, started giving us a bunch of higher lows. Pretty much just like broadening bullish channel here. Right, we're getting higher highs, higher lows. It's definitely an uptrend. Definitely what we want to see. It formed a high at 0.7275, pulled back, gave us our final higher low, and then took off to a new high. around 0.74. Okay, nice rally, good trade. Now it's pulling back. So this is what we want to see. We want to see structure form, and hopefully we get some sort of confirmation to the 61.8. We'll be watching, waiting for some sort of reversal. Ideally, you'd like to see some consolidation happen here. Give the MAs a chance to catch up, maybe another lower high form, and then ultimately, a break above that lower high, confirmed higher low above that zone, and then we can enter, on those setups. Target higher towards, the prior high, right at 0%, and then towards the negative 27. Okay, so this could be a really, really good trade. It looks super clear. I like what price action's doing here. So let's go ahead and give a potential, long trade setup here. Let's take a look. Something like that. Okay, so about 190 pips. Stop loss could be about 50 to 60, and you'd be pretty safe. 3 to 1. Looking great. Looking absolutely great. And again, remember, your stop loss would be below a higher low because we're only entering after it's a confirmed higher low. So, your stop loss is well protected with the zone, the MAs at that point, higher low, fib level. Looking good, guys. Looking good. So we'll see. This is AU. I'll keep you guys updated. But let's keep going. AJ is next. Looking pretty similar, just a different fib level. We'll get to it in a second. Weekly time frame. So much like AU, large bullish candle and then indecision candle above the monthly. Let's go to the daily. Take a look. All right, cool. So we did get a major break of this monthly zone, which is good. Significant break above. Still continuing with this very strong bullish momentum. So from this point, we basically want to see a pullback. Let's go to the 4-hour. All right, huge pattern, this giant ascending triangle, guys. Right, key resistance being right at that monthly zone. Let's go ahead and zoom in over here. Right, here is the final higher low, back at 75.6, our monthly zone. Then it took off. Right, didn't give us a retest on the break of 76.65, just kind of took off. Excuse me. Took off all the way up to a new high, formed a new high at 78.45 basically, and then started pulling back. So now we're pretty much at structure, the 38.2, right at this 77.6 zone. So from here, what we want to see is a transition. We want to see a transition take place, confirmed reversal right here at the 38.2, right here. And now, essentially, we want to see, some bullish setups, some nice bullish engulfings, break through the MAs, retest them, and then, confirmed higher low right here. And then we're going to enter on a bullish setup after that confirmed higher low, target higher. Okay? So that's essentially what we want to see happen. And then we're going to target higher towards the negative 27. Prior high 0% as well. And this would be a really good trade as well. Let's go ahead and map this one out. Okay. Looking to get about 150. And again, I think this would be about the same, about 50 pips, 55 pips. I'd put it down, about that low. So just about 2.7 to 1 risk reward. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. Risking 1% to get 2.7%, 2.68, wherever you want to cut it. That's a really great trade. And we just need that transition to take place, and this is valid. Then we're in. All right. So let's zoom out a little bit. Take a look. Makes sense. Right. If it does fall back below the zone, the 77.6 zone, right here, just look for deeper pullbacks. So like this. So our next zone would probably be near the 61.8, somewhere in here. This is now a large confluence zone as well. So right in here is a good entry area. Any sort of reversal or transition that takes place between the 61.8 and the 76.65 support, we'll be looking for entries there. Okay. If this zone breaks. So that's like, this is the second trade scenario. It's like plan B, basically. All right, so we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully we get something sooner than later. All right, let's keep going. Next is UJ. This one has been such a pain in the ass. UJ sucks lately. All right, so first thing we want to do, last two candles, lots of indecision, but it was tons of rejection. Like, look at the wick on this one candle here, this weekly candle. This one. Absolutely nuts. And then we have this giant bullish candle. Okay, overall trend still very bearish. But let's start dropping time frames. Okay, so we were going to consider this a break, right, of this monthly zone. Now we just have this another like descending triangle pattern, basically. Let me just adjust some of these. All right, so what I'm doing here is basically just zoning in on this price action, but we're getting tons of lower highs, but it's not breaking through support. So this means that it's a pattern, price action consolidating. We're waiting for something more certain before entering. What is going on here? There we go. All right, cool. So we thought this was the initial break of this monthly zone. We're hoping to get in on a lower high, below that zone to really confirm this push to the downside. Didn't happen. Just started consolidating and giving us these lower highs. Now we are still very much bearish on this, which is good, because most time frames here are showing bearish overall trend. So it's pretty easy to just continue with that. We just need to see the right confirmations to enter. So let's start dropping time frames. 4 hour first. Let's go ahead. Zoom in here. Okay, so basically you have a couple of scenarios here as far as looking for short opportunities. Either we get some sort of rejection off this resistance zone right here, right where the 78.6 is. Let me get this price label. Basically 106.7. So we could see a reversal off there, right? You'd be looking for some sort of entry on a lower time frame transition, just like we saw over here. Much like this right here, right? So you get rejection, a little bit of consolidation, pull back through the MAs, retest, and then drops. So we could see that. That could be a potential entry over here off the 106.7 zone, right? Or you wait for a confirmed lower high below the monthly zone here, right? That's definitely the better trade, waiting for this to play out, getting back below the monthly, really confirming that lower high, and then dropping on some bearish setups, bearish signals. That's really what we want to see. Okay, but technically you could take a short opportunity off 106.7 as well. There is more risk. That's that's kind of there, but you just got to make sure that you're entering on the right confirmations. Like this is classic right here. Transition, double top, pulls back through, might give this a low, gives a lower high, and then drops. That would be perfect. But it all comes down to the confirmations. But yeah, I mean, UJ's been kind of screwing around, keeps kind of like faking that it's going to break, and then keeps pulling back, giving us these kind of like mini bullish trends, and then huge bearish volume steps in, and so on and so on. So I think this pair has to just develop a little more before it gives us a true direction. But yeah, guys, that's UJ. So let's keep going. Next is EJ. This one's actually looking pretty good right now. For the daily. Tons of rejection. All right, weekly time frame first. Last two candles, we want to take a look. Bullish with rejection, bullish with rejection. Not really what you want to see. That's a lot of buyers exhaustion right there on this time frame. Again, 1 day, 9 hours left on this close. Let's go right to the daily. Okay, so we know we are super bullish. Definite bullish trend. Hasn't necessarily formed structure. So like let's just monitor this trend for a second. So we have this huge rally. Price action is pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Right, we fibbed it. No structures formed, meaning 38.2% fib level minimum has not been hit. And also notice the giveaway that structure hasn't been formed is that there's no MA pullback. Right, we don't have a significant pullback through the MAs to find support at a key level. Didn't happen. So we still need to form structure here. So that's something to be aware of. Still needs to form structure. But let's go ahead and drop to the frame. Right to the 4-hour. All right, cool. So we have a couple, we have a couple long scenarios here. Two ways this could really play out if it's going to continue to the upside. Let's go and adjust this. All right. Okay, cool. So either we get, some bullish setups off the zone, this current zone, 125.3, right? Key support. We could see a huge push from here. Nice little transition. Look for price action to do something like this. Right? You want to get a nice push through this zone on a lower time frame. And you could even enter on probably like a 30-minute high or low if it gets above this zone. Enter on the first engulfing or bullish variation you see, target higher, something like that. Okay, you want to enter on this little bit of a transition, confirmed higher low on a lower time frame. That would give you enough confirmation to go long. So that's one scenario. Or you wait for a structure to form, which is pull back to 38.2, 124 flat handle right here. We could get a pullback, and then same thing, looking for a transition to then enter on. And it could be a really great trade. It's already marked up here, well over 400 pips if we wait for the pullback for structure. This is a crazy trade, actually. Over 4-to-1 risk reward.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, not bad. So I'm actually going to drop to the 1 hour here for you guys. A little extra analysis. Okay, so so that'd be a really nice transition again if it did this. A little break, little change of trend on this lower time frame. That's your entry there. I think that'd be pretty good. Right. Also potential for head and shoulders. Right, here's the neckline. Well, let me get rid of both of those. So pulls back down, breaks above. So this is a head and shoulders pattern. You guys see that? Those are the shoulders. That's the neckline, or it could be. We'll see. But that's what we're looking for. Entries on EJ, and for us to go short, consider any sort of short opportunity. Want to see a break? Jeez, this thing is going nuts. Want to see a break of 124. Want to see a break of 124 flat, lower high below that zone. And only when we get a lower high below this zone is when we'll consider short opportunities. So that happens, we're bullish. Price action could come back all the way to here, the 124 handle, and consolidate for a week and still be bullish. All right. So let's go to gold, final pair. Let's check out the weekly. Super bullish. I mean, just looking at the trend, obviously. Let's look at the last two candles. Both pretty much just indecision candles. Lots of wicks, not really a large body. So just pretty much indecision right now. Here's price actions consolidating. So let's go to the daily. Same exact thing. Super bullish as far as the trend goes, but recent price action is just consolidating, moving sideways, right? So pretty much just like again, just another sort of pattern where we're getting these lower highs, these higher lows, just kind of squeezing price action. It looks like a giant triangle is forming. All right, so let's drop to the 4 hour and see how we could potentially capture an opportunity here. All right, so currently we're at the 38.2. Good sign. Structure's formed. But now it's kind of waiting for, momentum or something significant. So we did make a little bit of a push outside of this box pattern here. So take a look. We got above the box pattern. It finally broke, retested, pushed higher. But now it's coming back. So, we really got to wait on, a clear transition. So, let's go to the 1 hour for this. I'll show you what potential scenarios here. Let me get rid of that. This. Okay, so for us to go long, I need to see transition above this zone here. Okay, price action pulled back. Let's get rid of this box pattern. Okay, so this is what I want to see to go long. I need to see a break above this zone, confirmed high or low. Same thing that we always cover. Right above 1950, What's this? Yeah, we want to get above 1950, confirmed high or low above 1950. Then you can start targeting higher. But this would be a potential trade opportunity, right? Because this is showing a transition in price action. Trends are changing on the lower time frame, and then we're looking to play that into the higher time frame. Okay. Go to the 4-hour again. Double check our work. Yeah, so we just have to wait. It needs to really show us a lot. We need the right confirmations. We're not looking for any sort of sketchy trade. I really just want something conservative here. And let's take a look at what this trade would look like. All right, let's say we get the transition just to the prior high. We're looking at well over 2-to-1 is right here, and that's well protected. Stop loss is pretty low, definitely outside these higher lows here. So yeah, this would be a pretty good trade. 2-to-1 right there. Ultimately, we're looking to target towards the negative 27. So as you manage it, the risk reward's only going to get better. In this scenario, 3.6-to-1. All right, but yeah, gold's going to take a while. I think. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It all depends on how DXY kind of plays out. But yeah, that's all the pairs I've covered for you guys. Quick recap. Covered DXY. We need that thing to go bearish. AU, looking for a reversal. AJ, same thing, looking for a reversal. Good exhaustion right there. UJ, I mean, who knows at this point. We want a reversal, but UJ's doing its own thing, being a little jerk. EJ, looking bullish. Just need to see the right confirmations above this current zone, right about 126 flat. Okay, and gold, ultimately long, but we need to see some confirmation. And that's pretty much all the pairs I've covered for you guys. So I'm going to pass this off to Angelo, and he's going to get into some more majors for you guys.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Get shared up. So like we talked about earlier in this session, just a little tidbit on some psychology. We are going to try to incorporate more and more of these lessons depending on, what we're currently doing. And, right now I think it's just important to say, guys, that if you are in a drawdown, if you guys are blowing your accounts, you guys are having trouble managing trades, staying in positions, it all comes back to putting in work. Like, get on the chart. If you guys are at a point where you're at a crossroads, get on the chart, put in the work, don't doubt what you've been doing or anything. If anything, you need to get back into that flow state. And I speak for myself and everyone else. You got to just get back into a flow state. You got to get back on the right side of the markets. So no matter what, me and Nick are going to be coming on, doing these live sessions. You know what I mean? Like, people ask, there's Forex communities that come and go, that disappear. They promise stuff, then disappear and stuff.
Just don't deliver.
Yeah, they just don't deliver. We are, see, that's what I'm saying. I've already blowed like 2 accounts. Yeah, so it's that's not what we're in the business of doing right now. You guys got to, one, realize that this community is here, because we like trading. We love this community. We made this for a reason, not only to benefit you guys, to benefit ourselves, in the sense that we get to meet new traders, we get to work with new people, we get to, spend more time on the charts. So yeah, I mean, we're happy to have you guys, but just when it comes to psychology, when it comes to blowing accounts, get back to what was working, get back on the charts, just like we're doing every day. Every day we're showing up, and we're coming back. And that's what's important, guys. That's what, is going to have you in the game for a long time, is that you got to keep showing up. All right, so you went over DXY. This thing's obviously pulling back, quite a bit, getting pretty bullish, similar to all these pullbacks. We just can't try to get in too early. Let's go over to USEF. Right here, we are in, look at USEF right now. USEF is in a crazy little bucket.
Yeah, Jesus. Talking about consolidation.
Yeah, USEF's looking crazy right now. It's realistically forming a rectangle, though. Up to the weekly time frame, we've been anticipating a little bit of a pullback. We didn't know when this would happen, but we have been anticipating a pullback from this monthly key level. It's been testing this level one, two, three, but multiple times. We're starting to pull back right now. Overall, still very bearish. Down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame. It's important to note right now that we are popping up above this, the moving averages right now. But look previously, this popped above as well. We're looking at price action right now. This was price action, on June 6th or July 16th. Same thing, was popping above. Everyone was trying to buy. Um, Granted, we are in a little bit different situation because we are at the key level of support, so there is the potential to move off of this level. But, just be mindful. We need things to break before we really get long on this. So just looking at this right now, one of two things: have this morning star double bottom, this bottom is really forming multiple rejections of that area down to the 4 hour time frame. Overall bearish really until this level breaks that I have marked right here, and that's what we're waiting on. That's what we're watching right here. We're getting a little bit of rejection, a little bit of a double top here, but we still got a long ways to go. Right now. We're still at the top. As I bump down time frames into the 1 hour, we're literally just consolidating up at this top right now. We could draw this across. We're forming a rectangle, and rectangles are normally continuational patterns. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. If anything, we just want to break out of this consolidation range. If we break to the downside, then we'll look for shorts on the retest. If we break to the upside, we'll look for longs on the retest. So just keeping it simple, keeping it with UCAD. Again, drew our fibs from high to low. Then we had our lower high form right there, pulled back. We're testing that level right now. So yeah, we're going to be patient. We'll wait it out, see if we can get any positions on that. UCAD, let's bump up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on UCAD, we found ourselves in this demand zone, grabbed a bunch of buyers out of this area. Again, how do I draw the demand zone? From the wick of this bearish candle to the body of this bullish candle, move it up a little bit right there. So that is the demand zone that we have marked right now. Overall structure is bullish. Drew this because price accelerated to the upside on this. And then let's just move down time frames. Again, overall, this has been moving downward for quite some time, but we're finding support at this level. Down to the daily time frame, look at the daily. Overall, still very bearish, very bearish. This was the level that held pretty well previously. Now we're just looking at daily trend, 4-hour trend, 4-hour trend. Overall, still very bearish, forming lows, lower highs, but now we're in this retracement. We're pulling back. Really, the next potential level that we could find resistance at is up here. We have a very minor level right there, but like I said, just using the random line, we've got a supply zone up here, which is also structure. So let's delete that. And then we just have the support and resistance line right there, 4-hour level. Let's see if we can label this. Show text. Put it to the right. Boom. So we've got this 4-hour level right here. 4-hour definitely could find some rejection at this level, but we are, right now, this thing is getting bullish. Last night, I was watching this. We took a little bit of an aggressive trade to go short on this after reevaluating it. I should have exited based on we had this 4-hour closure below like this. And guys, we are constantly reviewing trades. We're constantly trying to refine what we're looking for. Forex isn't a one-off game. You got to constantly be updating what you're looking for. Market conditions are changing every single day, and that's either your biggest nightmare or the fun of trading. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the name of the game. Had this fall through 30-minute, broke this level, entered on this, should have waited on the retest, came up, never showed a sell opportunity. Pretty much just went bullish all the way right here. So yeah, right now this thing is just bullish on the lower time frames. We need some sort of break. I do anticipate this coming up higher, coming up all the way to this 4 hour level before finding, if it does, any resistance. So that's UCAD. Let's go over to EU. Let's start on the weekly time frame on EU. Overall, we broke this high right here to get very bullish. Boom, right here. So at the top of this push right here, we had this bullish engulfing candle. That was last week, and then we had a little bit of more movement to the upside. But again, we're above this weekly level of support, this weekly key level, and we've had a lot of exhaustion in this area. So it's bumped down time frames, daily time frame. We're starting to get, not that I would leave this on my chart, but we are starting to get a little bit of a channel moving to the upside right now, which is really a weakening trend right there. Move this up a little bit more. So this really is a weakening trend. This could fall out right now and head downward. But as I come down to the 4 hour, and we can look at that channel a little bit more clearly, and we can clean it up a little bit more on the 4 hour time frame. Let's clean up those tops, clean up the bottoms, like that. Clean up this, boom, move this up a little bit. So, we've got this channel forming right now. And this is pretty much what we're looking at. This is the same analysis that we had yesterday. Is we're looking at one of two things. We had this support level here that we marked off. And then to the downside, we pretty much have this demand zone. We'll mark it like this, that huge wick. We have that demand zone down here. So we're either looking to find support in this area, head back to the upside, continue this 4 hour and daily trend. Very similar to this, guys. We got to be patient, though. Look how many times this thing loves to push and then pull back, push and then pull back, and then inevitably make a new high. Here we had 3 pullbacks before making a new high. So we want to be patient. This was all the buys in here. Once we broke above, started to maintain this, all the buys were in there. Very similar. And this fucked us up a little bit, this wick. We were right in on this, got up 70 pips, came down to stop everyone out, and then thing flew to the upside. So we're trying to get it on, the next scenario, much like that. I think next week we're going to get an opportunity, for this setup right now. So we're going to be patient on EU, but the technicals are looking nice, guys. Technicals are looking good right now. Everything's lining up really well. Good morning. Everything's lining up really well right now. So we're just gonna, be patient as we can be. Let's head over to GU. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. It's actually hit the monthly. So monthly time frame, as we talked about previously, we are testing this monthly level right now. We came up above. Now we're pulling back. We talked about earlier in the week, this thing would need to pull back pretty aggressively and close below this level. And we're coming to this level now. We're finding some support at this level at the moment. Inevitably, we are bullish. So I had my fibs like this from my low to my high. This is about the 50% level, not exactly a level we want to find setups at. More importantly, we want to hit this 61.8 level, but few things playing out right now. If this thing does close below this monthly level, that'll be pretty significant, because that'll just mean that this monthly level is holding really well. Then this thing could head lower. This thing could head all the way down to this level. So right now, we're pretty much looking for this. We're looking to find support in this area, or on the flip side, we are looking to get short if this thing does break, and then maintain it down into this lower level, and then look for buys again down in this confluence level down there. So GU, 2 situations right now is really where we need to be. Again, just using the key levels, using fibs, using the 4 hour and the daily for structure. Let's hit up NU. So NU, we talked about this pullback coming. Yesterday I put on this parallel channel. Let's just look at it from the weekly time frame. All the way on the weekly, this is a supply zone that is being tested right now. This is a previous lower high. So we're getting rejection. We're getting that doji from the 200-day moving average. As I come down to the 4-hour and even the lower time frames, the 1 hour, pretty much we had this ascending channel. You know what I mean? Then things started to weaken a lot. And then we fell out of this channel and we dropped around 35 pips. So this thing is on a pullback right now. I do believe it could start to pull back even further than it is right now. Let's hit up the daily. Yeah, the daily time frame. I could see this thing starting to pull back, consolidate all within this area, all within this range. Or if it does close lower, on this weekly time frame, it could start to pull all the way back. Could start to pull all the way back down to this level down here. But on the 4-hour or on the daily, let's say on the daily time frame, we're looking at it like this, guys. We can adjust this fib. We have a new fib coming in now from our low to our high up here. Boom. 38.2, definite area to retrace and retest. But even lower, if this thing, this thing's bullish really until this breaks at this moment. If it consolidates and breaks structure, that's a different story. But right now, this thing is on a pullback, sells into these areas, into this area, if it does come. But, we just got to be patient. We got to be patient until we get into these, we call them entry zones. We call them confluence zones. So we're just going to wait. So, not always on these live sessions will we have trades ready to go. Sometimes we'll have signals that are right there that we're putting out for you guys. 50% level isn't the best level to be trading at. Let's see the chat a little bit. Practice on paper trading. Let's see. So it looks good. You got some people in here giving some advice, which is good. If you guys are blowing accounts, if you're having trouble managing your money, rule of thumb, risk 1%, guys, because risk 0.5 or 1%, because if you blow your account, you can't get better because you don't have money. You don't have an account. You know what I mean? So just risk 1% consistently, even if, if you're on that beginning account and you're blowing through the 1%, you're able to take trades. You're able to take trades, get less, learn from those trades. Inevitably, we preach this, and I even need to do this more, is you need to review the trades that you take. You need to review the trades you take so the next position you get in on is improved upon from that position. And this is all, the psychology of trading is very complex, because there'll be times when you're riding a high, you got the momentum of the market in your favor, you're getting wins, and you don't need to review. Not that you don't need to review trades as much, you still should, but it's effective to stay active, because what you're looking at, your edge is very defined at that moment. When you do go through little periods of drawdown, or getting into positions not as good because things do change, that's when you just got to put in more work. You got to get back on the testing, and you'll come back strong. You'll come back strong. You'll be more profitable. It's like anything else. The more time you put in, the more you'll get out of it. At the end of the day, and the market's constantly changing. So if you're looking at the past month of data and you're back testing that and you're putting in work on that, you'll be more than ready for the market conditions. So that's pretty much what we have for you guys today. There are no promotions currently going on right now, but inside of the Discord chat, if you guys didn't blow, or if you guys didn't vote on this, make sure to vote on here. If you guys want to enter on the giveaway, we're going to have one more giveaway for today. We're going to start doing just one thing you guys learned from the live session. Just post in the public section of the Discord, and just, tag us or whatever. So just post in here one thing that you guys learned from today's live session. This way you guys kind of review and regroup on, think about one thing that you guys learned to take away, and you give us some feedback. So if you want to enter on the giveaway, just post in the chat one thing that you guys learned, and give you guys a chance of winning $25.
Oh yeah,
So
guys, not bad. A little something, you know.
that's right. A little something for you. And we'll finish the week strong. We'll update our analysis in the premium analysis. We did have the sale going on for the course, 40% off. Now it's back up to $4.99. So all the people that got in, um, you know, congratulations. Welcome to the team. We're working with them now. We had some live one-on-ones yesterday, getting people onboarded and everything like that. And we're talking with all those people that signed up. If you guys want to get in now, it's $4.99. That's pretty much the deal. So again, giveaway. If you guys want to get in, post in the Discord chat. One thing that you guys learned: does the daily giveaway still valid? Yeah, yeah. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, you got to just post in the chat,
Yep.
and that's the new deal. So thank you guys, for all your support. Last session of the week. This is recorded and will be posted afterwards, and we'll talk to you guys again on Sunday.
Yep, absolutely, guys. So enjoy the rest of the week. Happy trading. See you guys then.
Word. Peace.